Pavlina, Meliá Desert Palm, Next Gen Hotels.
Pavlina, thank you so much for having us down to Meli Desert Palm.
Thank you, Mark. I'm happy to join the Legends of the Hospitality, which attended this podcast, and welcome to Meliá Desert Palm.
No, it's beautiful. We're in a beautiful villa, which we'll talk about in a minute. But first, I just want to ask you a simple question, which is, what does hospitality mean to you?
Passion. Not every day is the same. So a lot of exciting moments, ups and downs. And I think hospitality is a kind of artistic gig, because you're working with people. You need to be able to navigate through different emotions and expectations. So that's what hospitality means for me.
Amazing. You're a general manager now. What I'd like to just discover is if we talk about the first role that you ever had in hospitality, because like we talked about before we started, one of the things about this podcast is getting younger people into the industry. So I think just hearing about maybe your first time you ever thought about hospitality, and what did that look like?
So I am from hotelier environment. We do have 2 small hotels and a farm in Prague, Czech Republic, where I'm coming from. So the hospitality is really in my DNA. I remember attending with my father the operations meetings. I was sneaking into the chef's chillers for treats. And when I was in a teenage age, I started, working in our hotel as a housekeeper. And I just remember that it was an incredible moment when I got the salary at the end of the summer. I was able to buy, I think it was a Nokia 3110 at the time. So I felt really powerful. But I loved that feeling of being able to work within the team, achieve something. It was a sense of achievement. So, and then I felt that I want to stay in hospitality and continue, and that's what I've done.
Amazing. Yeah, my dad's actually a farmer, so I grew up on a
really?
farm as well. Yeah.
Cool.
And it's something that I want to get back into. Do you think when you are younger and you grow up in the industry, do you think you can go one of two ways? You can be really passionate about it, or you want to do the complete opposite of what you were brought in? Because you clearly have gone the first route, which is you're so passionate.
I've never even thought about doing anything else. And it was a passion. I like to work with people. I like challenges, and hospitality is a challenging industry. So, but I think you need to be a people person if you want to be in a especially guest-facing position. So, for me, it was natural, and I think people who are entering the hospitality, they can find within all the options hospitality offers their place, whether it's guest-facing, whether it's admin, marketing, PR. There is so much you can try throughout the career as well, which I think makes hospitality a really exciting industry.
For sure. I always say it's like a passport to the world. So you started in Prague.
Yeah.
We're now in Dubai.
Correct.
So talk me through like a little bit of that journey. You don't have to go into every role, but how did you get here?
So I've obviously wanted to make sure that I validate my knowledge, not only in family business. So I decided to leave the family nest and started with Marriott International in Prague. And I found out exactly there that there is so much I can explore, that there is the whole world you can explore with these international companies. And I remember that colleagues were talking about the tallest hotel opening in Dubai. So me being me, I applied, but I didn't give it too much thought. I said, okay, it's not going to happen. 2 months later, I landed in Dubai International Airport. It was August 2012, and the rest is history. So that was my jump from the home career in the family business to international hotels, and then going and exploring the world.
Okay, so Dubai has been the last 10, 12 years?
Yes, correct. On and off, I came back to Czech Republic to kind of cash out on all the experience I gained here in Dubai. So I worked again a little bit for my family hotels. Then I tried cool brands like Inside and by Meliá and locally grown Rove hotels, which is something completely different. So I like to blend the experience of different brands, different disciplines. I was in sales, I was in marketing, I was in operations. And I think all these journeys and these stops lead me to the position I am now in, which is the GM of Meli Desert Palm.
If you were to like give someone advice starting tomorrow to get to where you are today, would it be that? Would it be to do as many varied roles as possible to understand it, or what would you say to them?
Well, it can be either. If you're really passionate about one topic, just make sure that you get as much exposure and experience in that. For me personally, I wanted to focus rather than positions and paychecks on following good leaders, making sure that I work on interesting projects. And I always say, don't wait to be discovered. Raise the hand and say, hey, I want that project, I want that task force, because that gives you the experience, gives you the confidence, and gives you the leverage you might have over the other colleagues. So
amazing. We are at Meli Desert Palm now. Can you just give us an overview of the property? It feels like a bit of an oasis. I was in Business Bay 20 minutes ago, and now I see greenery.
Yeah.
So.
With a pleasure. So this is a boutique resort, only 39 keys, and it's split between the hotel villas and then the standard rooms and suites. What I would say is quite remarkable. As you said, you name it Oasis. I'm very pleased with that. We have the estate, which is spanning across 64 acres of unparalleled greenery. We have calf trees, bougainvillea. We have here roaming horses, peacocks. And you might be able to hear it even now on the podcast. There is an orchestra of birds chirping. It's a tranquil place. It's a place where you can really unwind. I think, especially for us people living in Dubai, Dubai is a city which never sleeps. There is a cacophony, noises, lights, traffic. And I think we need from time to time to switch off, ground ourselves, reconnect. And when I came here for the first time, I said, this is a brilliant place. We can create something for people to really get a little bit of relax, connect to each other and enjoy the wellness and well-being.
So is that marketed more towards residents of Dubai / residents of the GCC, or what does the makeup of clientele kind of look like on a week-to-week basis?
I would say it's both. So this property is very unique because we have the villas, which are truly private, and they're all with the pools. During the summer, which is now, we tend to get a lot of local clientele who really appreciate that they can, cool themselves down in a total privacy. When we have winter season, because we are home of the Dubai Polo, one of the most successful polo teams, we do have polo players coming here. We, invite our guests to spectate the polo chukas, which is the name for the polo games. And then we have, for example, more international customers who are coming to escape the winter of the Europe or UK. So I think we do have a bit of a both. We want to cater to the residents, to the local clientele, but we believe we are more and more moving to become really a significant retreat, which would be interesting for the international clientele as well.
Well, I'm big into my fitness, so talk to me about wellness.
Right. Well, I would maybe start with one interesting thing I read recently. So as per McKinsey, the wellness industry is worth $1.8 trillion. So to me, I don't think this is a trend. I feel like there is a shift of a paradigm. I mean, when you look at the people around you, we are using wellness wearables. We are conscious of what we are eating, when. If you would ask someone 15 years ago about sleep, they would say sleep is overrated. Now everyone is checking, the quality of the sleep. So I think that looking at what we have here in this property, looking at the needs of the current customer, the human needs we have now to take care of ourselves, I think it only makes sense that we connect it and combine it together and focus more on the wellness and well-being. And that goes to obviously beyond the traditional, spa, deep tissue massage. I think it's a holistic journey. It comes with F&B. It comes with, how do you connect or not connect to digital world, and we are here for that. And we are super, super passionate with the team to look at how we can curate the journey from the very beginning to the end. Because again, as I said, it's not only about that massage. It's about the whole journey you're going to experience here in Meliá Desert Palm.
Yeah, because I feel a lot of hotels are still so ancient in their way. Like if you look at a room service menu, it's your burger, your pizza, your pasta.
Yeah.
Well, because I'm in the industry, and I'm sure yourself, when I travel around hotels, they'll like leave a bottle of wine in my room with a little cake.
Yeah.
I'd like prepare probably a protein shake and some electrolytes, like if they knew me as a customer. So it's just,
you said that.
They don't.
If they knew you.
Yeah,
Correct.
even though they kind of do, but that's just like, it's kind of like the default. Whereas like that's a horrible room service menu for me, and I'm never going to drink the bottle of wine on a Tuesday night when I'm there for work with the cake.
Yeah.
So like, how do you go past the massage? Because that's, I see you wearing an Aura ring, I think, like I'm a Whoop good person, but
welcome to the club. This is exactly what we were discussing during our brainstorming with the team. I said, guys, if we are really serious about this, and if we are genuine about the journey, we need to look at every single aspect. So what we are doing now, that when we have a customer coming, and because we are a boutique property, it allows us to do so. We want to really understand what are your expectations in terms of not only the wellness, but about the whole stay. So we give you an option to choose to have a full board, which is going to be created by our chef, and it's going to be well-being, wellness, respecting your any potential preferences. We will give you an option if you wish to have a healthy option of the mini bar. And in general, we want to really understand what your expectations are, because everyone is different, and the levels, there are people who are vegan, there are people who are very flexible. This month, I don't want to eat meat. The next month, I might be different. So I think it's important to understand your customer and personalize as much as possible the journey. We can do so because we are a boutique hotel and we do have the infrastructure. I think where it comes really difficult is for these massive hotels, where, it's a little bit harder.
Yeah, I love the bespoking of the minibar. That's such a genius idea.
Well, thanks to the team.
Yeah, like even I think the gym facilities, hotels just go default, get some, very basic techno gym stuff, put it in a room, and they don't really see, right, like this is how big the space is. Get someone in who can maybe a coach just to give them a little bit of guidance before they spend money. How do you approach maybe even the gym facilities or the opening hours? Like, I don't want to put you in it, but it really annoys me when it's not 24 hours because...
Yeah. So you are going to be happy here. We do have 24 hours a day. I think in terms of the in general hospitality, I think we are not experts in every single thing. Traditionally, hotels are very good in selling the rooms. Recently, they improved in selling also F&B offers. But I think if you don't have the expertise, have the partnerships with the companies who can help you to achieve your goals. So speaking, for example, about Techno Gym, I like to have a discussion with these partners and ask them, what do you suggest? Where is the newest trend? What would work for this property? I don't know everything, I'm just a human. So in that sense, I would say that use the strategic partnerships. And what I think is super critical, do not over promise and under deliver. If you don't have the newest gym, like we are, for example, working towards, upgrading some elements, say it. Don't let the customer expect something which they don't get.
Yeah, I don't want to go down that route too much because I'm so annoyed at hotel websites because they're so bad at showing what's in the property. Even if they have a great gym sometimes you don't find out, but we won't go there. With your comp set, when you look at Meli Desert Palm as a destination and Dubai just like left, right, center, new properties, which is why we love the city, but it's never ending. So how do you look at the industry as a whole in Dubai specifically?
Super competitive. And I think that's what I like. I'm a fast-paced person. I am a person who constantly wants to innovate. And I think you need to do that because Dubai is just a place where every single moment there is a new opening, and it is not a cookie cutter properties. It's new concepts. It's new ideas. So I think you need to understand where is your strength in terms of your property. Make a clear vision, which you and your team is and the owner, of course, is okay with. And then make sure that you never stop innovating, that you never stop asking the question how we can make it better for the customer. Because before we started, I mentioned every single executive in my hotel, every single number 2 needs to stay in our product. And when I'm saying staying, they need to order room service, they need to go for a massage, they need to have the chef's table, because I want them to understand that your point of view and the point of view of a customer is different, and this is what we need to be obsessed about, that point of view of a customer. Yeah. Because that's essentially what matters.
That must be their favorite part of work when they get to test
but it's tough. It's tough. Good, they need to get the answers. I expect the improvements from them.
For sure. No, listen, it's a brilliant idea. Talking on labor, we said that the market in hotels is competitive, but like, how do you view the labor market across the UAE and the GCC in general? Because I know in like Europe and America, it's been horrible post-COVID to get staff back. Yeah.
I think I'm not going to be tapping in a topic which is very new. I think a lot of colleagues are saying the same. What we are quite privileged here in Middle East that we still do have markets where we can tap into. But what always kind of surprises me, so we as a hoteliers, as a hotel chains, we are investing so much money in understanding our current customer, the future, next generation, what do they want, and we are adjusting the products and the services and everything for this generation. But when it comes to the same generation and the same people as our talent, as our employees, we still expect that they are going to adjust to the old status quo. And I think that is a very dangerous narrative. I think we really need to start to look at what these new talents really want, how we can keep them motivated. I really believe that we need to do a better job in promoting the hospitality industry. I think it's incredible, what you can achieve, how much you can travel, what all things you can try. But we need to, as a leaders, we need to be really tuned to the new generation.
You mean the new generation that are like a little bit entitled and don't like working long hours and want to be general manager on their first 6 months?
See,
I'm obviously joking a little bit, but not like I did hotel management, and like I remember like I used to go do the front desk shift, and then like the night shift person might not turn up, so I'd just do the night shift and go straight into it, and that would be like my 14th day in a row, and I'd be so delighted.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen anymore.
No, I think so. The first thing we need to make sure, we need to be good psychologists, I think. When we are really looking for the talent, we need to look for the right people. And it doesn't mean I've hired a number of people I would not rehire, or it was clearly a wrong move. But if you have the right person, then I think it's important to really build the relationship and let them know, like, put them a little bit back to the planet Earth and tell them there are so many possibilities, but you will have to work for it. You will have to work for it like in any other industry, you know. So yeah, you will find some super entitled people who I don't think they belong to the hospitality. You know, I think for the people who are genuinely interested to grow, you know, who wants to learn, I think that lust for learning is a sense of the hospitality. You know, if someone you can differentiate between a person who comes and say, yeah, I wanna be a VP in 2 years, you know, I wanna do this. Then that person is going after positions and I want to have that extra 1,000 dirhams or whatever it is. Once you really focus on the experience and the exposure, that's where you got the talent, you know, you can, and those people usually stay if you keep them motivated, if you give them the opportunities to work on interesting projects. I'm not a big fan of these traditional structures. Yeah. I think it creates a lot of silos. It's not very effective. Here in our team, we don't have this. And I think that's why we are able to react way quicker. We like to involve, where it makes sense, a larger number of people to brainstorm about solutions, to get their feedback. You usually come to a line staff and you ask them about the challenge you have, and they will give you the answer because they are there with the customers. Yeah. So that would be probably a point of view.
Yeah, because I think like you can't have everyone who has the ambition to be the GM, right? Because sometimes, and I don't like to split into A players and B players, but sometimes somebody just comes in and does an amazing job for 6 or 7 hours, but they want to go home because, you know, that's what they want to do. And then there's a person who's just super ambitious. And I do think there's a correlation between how hard you work and like where you'll end up in your career. I think it's hard not to tell a younger person that if you don't work really hard and you have this ambition, like you got to walk the walk as much as you're talking about it. So like, how do you make sure that you're giving a great work-life balance to the people who don't necessarily want to, you know, be the superstar? And then how do you manage the expectations of the person who does want to grow really, really quick?
I think it's important to know what motivates the people. And you said that exactly. Someone would say, listen, I will do a great job, but I don't want to do any extra. I think naturally you will find in a team people who just strive to do more. And I think you need to be there for them. And it's about paying attention, you know, to the team members. When you're talking about the quality, the balance of the work and personal life, I am a very vocal candidate to make sure that people really do get their rest. I think we monitor here very closely that people are not burnout, because the industry, it is prone to burnout. But I think us as a leaders, we need to do the job ourselves. So if I am a GM who is sending emails at 5 a.m., I'm going to be leaving at 11. I don't think I'm setting the right tone if we are talking about the work-life balance. Our business is different. We might have, let's say, Monday, Tuesday in this property, very quiet. But then when it goes to the weekend, we become very busy. So you need to be there where the business needs you. You need to be there where are the operations and where is your team. But I'm not going to be forcing someone to do admin job in their office if they can do it at home. I think it's really important to say that really family and health comes first. And my team, I hope they would confirm this to you, because I want this for myself as a GM. I want to be able to sit with my kids at least 3 times, 4 times at the dinner table. Yeah. But there are times where you just cannot, you know, there is a wedding season, you know, there is an owner's meeting, but you need to have a good support system.
I'm going to ask a question for advice from me in a second, but first you did mention you want to be back with your kids. So you're a mum, you've got 3 kids to look after. How do you balance that?
With occasional guilt?
Like, And what would your, and then also like, I think it's always nice to look at it from framing it with a bit of advice with someone who's maybe just about to go into becoming a mom or even a dad.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay,
Yeah.
here's my little tips of advice that'll get you through.
I think we as the GMs needs to become a little bit more genuine and admit that we do not live in a perfect world. So I have days where I feel like a mother of a year and an employee of the year. And then there are the other days where I just struggle and I feel really guilty that I'm not able to be with my family. You know, there are days where my son is like, well, why you're not like the other moms who picks the kids from school? I said, because I like to work, you know, but I'm trying to balance it. So I really feel that balance is something, at least in my life, what I'm trying to strive for. So when I'm at work, I'm usually super focused. I really try to go on and expedite the work and make sure that I'm working smart, you know, time management, efficient delegation. And then when I'm with the family, I really want to be with the family. And I would do the same for my teams. I will not call you unless it's super, super urgent when I know that it's your day off and you are with your family, you are on a vacation. I have 3 kids, 15, 12, and 8. And the needs of the kids like was changing across the years. You know, the 15-year-old, leave me alone. That's it. The 8-year-old still wants to see me. So I think having the employer who is flexible, who understands, where you have the mutual trust that he knows that you would not leave the work for if it's not important, you know, that is critical. I think you need to have a solid support system. You cannot do it on your own. I tried it a couple of times. I do not recommend that. Don't try to be a superhero. Ask for help. I'm lucky that my husband is sharing the same position, so he has an understanding, and we really try to balance it. So if I cannot be at home, he's at home. We do have a great nanny. I think it's important when you are working in these positions that you have someone who you can trust, that person enforces the family values, the rules we have. So that helps me like to have a peace of mind. I know that I'm in the work, but they're, you know, kids are safe. So I think there are going to be days where you feel like everything is perfect, and there are going to be days where you feel like you're failing. And I think it's normal.
Do you think there's, you know, the way they say like leaders usually create the culture from the top. Do you think more people who have families are more keen to work with you because you relate to it? Have you seen that happen?
Well, you would have to ask them, but I think my leadership is very open, transparent. I think it maybe comes from my culture as well. I'm very straightforward. What you see is what you get. So I think if you need something, come and ask for it. You know, if I can support you, I will support you. If you ask me a question and I have the answer, perfect. If I don't, I will try to find it for you. And everyone in the hotel knows that I have a family and that I obviously do support that balance. You know. So.
You spoke about burnout. Like, I think burnout is doing a set of things that you don't really want to do, but you have to do it to get a paycheck. Right? That's usually
quiet quitters.
So, like, you said that you don't think it's good for your team to see you sending emails late or working late or coming in too early. Like, I get energy from my work, right? Like, it's just all I love it. Like, even if I play paddle or golf, it's with people who are in business, like my investors or people I'm trying to, you know, sell the product to. And like tomorrow I have an event down in Abu Dhabi with the government. Sunday I have a lunch with a big investor. Monday I have a load of calls. Tuesday everyone else is on Eid. So like and Izzy, who's behind us, has followed me around for a few weeks and just sees it. So like I'll 7 days a week, morning, night, whenever. Is that a bad example then to the team?
No, I don't think so. As long as you set a clear expectations that, guys, you don't have to do it the same way.
You don't expect it. Right?
Yeah. So this is what I've seen a lot during the beginning of my career. When you see really a GM or your boss sitting there until 10 and 11, and you are done with your work, but oh my God, I cannot leave. You know. So I think that's what I don't want. Like if this is what kicks your energy, do it. It's fine. But you need to also respect that there are people who have it in a different way. And that's the beauty also, by the way, about, you know, the hotel teams. Everyone is different, you know, and I think as a GM, our role is to connect the people, get the best out of them, make sure that they work as possible, as efficient together. But everyone is different. So it's a little bit of alchemy.
Yeah. It's such a good point you said. I think it's huge, definitely in banking and law, where people will stay in the office, even if they have no work to do, but they'll stay in the office just to show other people that they're staying in the office.
Presenteering. I think it's a sound of a past. I hope.
Okay.
I hope.
You think we're moving on from it?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm a very positive, optimistic person, so maybe that's why.
Listen, I've really loved this conversation. I'd love to just finish off with, you know, maybe what the future for this great property looks like, and for yourself.
So for the property, we have so many projects in pipeline. So I hope we will be able to finish them, and we really want to see customers leaving the property recharged and saying, "Wow, I really feel like everyone I met there was present and was there for me." I hope I'll be able to grow some talents on the way as well, because that's what I think is really rewarding in my career. And for me, myself, I'm passionate about customer journeys, about luxury, lifestyle, wellness properties. But as it was in my career, I really don't know what's in for me. So let's wait and see.
Well, Pavlina, thank you so much. Really enjoyed this.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.